routine that reflects care and character by following the guidelines at work, which are all about being safe. That's why safety is the cheapest insurance policy, which means precaution is better than cure. So let's just take a quick sneak peek or a glimpse to see what all we need to do at work. Mask, glasses, and hard hat after taking them out from the respective lockers, and make sure you are locking it back. So let's start our work with some excitement. Wait, though this may sound very basic, but the following checks are very before you proceed into the intermediate area. Please check the functionality of an air curtain. Ensure the insecticutors are clean and in working condition, and if not, clean and replace pads. Please make sure that you close the door behind you while you proceed into the intermediate area. So people, let's get on to our jobs. Okay, it's time now to get to know what happened in the previous shift, and also check whether all the procedures have been followed. This involves exchanging BMRs to mark the shift change, explaining the status of each operation while simultaneously checking all the information accurateness, updating equipment status.
Please check the status of the ventilation and air handling units. Now, let us start a batch and make some product. Before we start any batch, we need to perform some basic checks. Check whether all of the raw materials required have been delivered or not. Ensure that all raw materials have the approved labels, and make sure that all containers are clean and place them on the pallets. Now check the calibration and maintenance status of the reactor and of all digital and analog measuring devices, like for temperature indicator, pressure gauges by checking their status labels. Check the cleanliness of the reactor by visually observing and also by checking the status board, and make sure that the status is ready to use and also for the same product. Now you are ready to charge the batch. But wait, you also need to ensure that the reactor and other equipment beside the reactor you are about to use are closed to ensure that there is no chance for any cross-contamination. Now we are ready to charge the batch.
Open nitrogen purge. Make sure a suitable mask is on. Wear gloves before using the scoop and check the label on the scoop. Then charge the material. After batch charge is done, record the details on BMR.
You have successfully charged a batch. Now move to the next reactor and then record the information such as temperature and other operations in the BMR. Update the equipment usage log. Do this for all reactors. Let us now proceed to the centrifugation floor to isolate the product. Before you begin the centrifugation operation, do not forget to perform all the same checks that you did at the reactor. Check the calibration and maintenance status of the equipment and ensure that it is current and valid. Ensure the cleanliness of the centrifuge and the status of the same equipment. Make sure it is for the same product and is in ready-to-use status. Additionally, check the labels on the hoses and other tool and ensure that they are dedicated for the same product being manufactured and is used for only one product.
Also, check the status of centrifuge bags by checking the status label. Make sure there are no tears, rips, and that they aren't unclean. Then, you need to check if the nitrogen line and scrubbers are open.
After centrifugation, you unload the wet cake into fresh polythene bags using a dedicated scoop. Once unloaded, wrapped and packed, now place the status label with all the information filled before moving to the dry area. Now the material is moved to the drying area.
That was so easy to follow.
To start with, you wear a shoe cover over your shoes so as to not carry the dust into the clean room. Check the status of the Magna-Helic gauge and ensure that the differential pressure is within limits. Now we enter the change room. Here, you need to remove the street apron and helmet.
Clean your hands by using the sanitizer. Then go for a makeover by wearing apron, headgear, mask and gloves.
Make sure that the headgear covers the ears.
Make sure the gloves cover the apron sleeves. And when are done with this process, you can now enter into the drying area. Pick up the same container which has come into the drying area and check its weight and record it. Once done, send it to the drying room.
And before you start the drying, perform the same checks that you made at the reactor and the centrifuge. Check the calibration status labels of the equipment and make sure that the status is ready to use and that the dryer is previously used for the same product. And also ensure that the trays are clean.
Before using the scoop, always remember to check for the scoop label and then load the material on the trays.
You can then close the dryer and start the drying operation. Record the time and temperature of the dryer in the BMR in frequent intervals. Once the drying operation is done, you can unload the material with scoop into a clean bag and place it in a carboy and send it for weighing. The bags are now weighed and the measured weight is recorded onto the labels and the BMR. After weighing, paste the sampled label onto the container and send the product for its analysis to the quality control lab. The QC lab will conduct complete analysis of the product you made and once found satisfactory in all specifications, will release the batch by providing and pasting the approved label or green label onto the carboys. Once approved, you can load it onto the trolley and push it to the warehouse. So simple. Now the same activity will continue round the clock, but your job is over and you must be tired and ready to go home. Before you do that, we have a last few things we must do.
You ensure that handing over of the documentation and status is done to the incoming shift and make sure incoming shifts are aware of any deviations.
Sampling should take place in a standard GMP certified powder handling suite, which is accessed through a pressurized airlock. The airlock serves as a barrier to keep contaminants from entering the sampling room and API product from leaking out. After bringing product drums into the sampling room, it is important to read the label carefully before opening the drum. Verify the material name, ID number, and batch number. Look for notes which may indicate the presence of desiccants or other special storage conditions. Before opening the drums, set out all of your sampling tools. To ensure worker safety and reduce the risk of foreign materials contaminating the sample or bulk product, the technician needs to dress in full protective equipment before opening the drums. With preparation complete, you are ready to take the sample. Most TAPI products are packaged in double bags, an external aluminum bag and an internal polyethylene bag. Open the drums, carefully cut open the external bag, then cut the zip tie on the internal bag, ensuring nothing falls into the powder. Using a large spoon or bulk sampler, carefully and thoroughly mix the contents of the drums. The number of drums you sample will vary based on the type of product and recommendations outlined in regulatory guidelines. Here, we are demonstrating the sampling of one drum. Collect powder from a few different spots in the drum, top, middle, and bottom, about 30 grams each. Taking a large sampling and later dividing it to get the amount you need is the easiest way to ensure the sample is representative. Combine all of the samples in the sample packaging and mix them together. From the sample packaging, measure out one representative sample. You may also use a riffle sample divider to further divide the sample. Place it in the container going to the lab. The container should be the same type of packaging used for the bulk product, noting any requirements for desiccant or light protected packaging. Seal the sample and send it to the lab. Return excess material to the open drums, distributing it equally. To reseal the bulk product, remove the air from each internal bag and close it with a zip tie. If desiccants were placed in the external bag, replace them with new ones on both the top and bottom of the package. Reseal the external aluminum bags with a fixed or handheld weld sealer, close all of the drums, then return them to the proper storage place.